Alright, got a breakdown on my modifications of my FS128T. Great kayak. Has some issues, but overcoming those. Taking on water, adding a bilge pump. A little hard to paddle into the wind, so adding a trolling motor. Stuff like that. So I've learned a lot from you guys on YouTube, and want to share what I've done and the modifications that I'm going to make in the future as well. So the first mod was the fish finder, and put it straight on the hatch. Throw the hole for the wiring in there. Still have some wire organization to do all through the kayak, but you know, mounting it right there, I can tilt it back when I'm standing up fishing, and works out great. The transducer, that's the second location I've had it in right now. Just mounted on a rod holder, and the wiring attached like that to make room for my seat mount. And PVC going down to the transducer. That's my second installation. I had the original Lowrance scupper mount going underneath the seat, and the FS28 does not have a cavity underneath it for the transducer like I've seen on some of the kayaks. So I was getting bubbles and stuff on that through scupper mount, and so I moved it there because it was affecting my readout on my fish finder. This one here, positioning that, it creates a lot of noise when I'm at high speed. The PVC running through and breaking the surface of the water. So I'm going to move it to the back of the kayak in the near future. The trolling motor, Minnkota Endura-Max 45-pound thrust. The reason I wanted to keep this control head, I've seen some people just use the potentiometer and mount it in a sealed box, but I wanted to maintain the battery indicator light so I can monitor how my power source is doing throughout the day. As I mentioned before in my earlier video, I had it out for 7.5 hours one day and still had half battery power left. So this is a great trolling motor, matched with the Bass Pro Shops XPS Deep Cycle 175 battery. It's good. Holds a charge, I'm telling you. The bilge pump right here, I used it today, and had some water in the kayak a couple of times because of the swell, the wind and the swell coming into the kayak, breaking over the bow. It was great. You know, but waterproof toggle switch here. I've got quick connects. This one back to the, going back to the trolling motor itself. This one to the head of the trolling motor for the controls. I've got this one here fused. I've got the fish finder fused, but still need to put my 50 amp fuse in line with the trolling motor. The rod holder, 1.5 inch PVC, necking down to, I think it was 1 inch PVC going into the trolling motor head itself. One thing about this, I wanted to keep it low, but there's one issue with that, and that is that the hatch door, I'm just going to have to leave it off with the battery in there for sure. But when I don't take the trolling motor out and I go out paddling, that rod holder is so low that you can't raise the hatch itself. I did turn this hatch around based on some feedback I saw on YouTube. See, here's my hinges back here, so the latch is up front, so I can see in it better. So just got a decision to make there. Do I raise the rod holder up a little bit more? All of this is quick connect, just slips right on. Those 1.25" PVC fits very tight into the rod holders. So I can take those out, probably have to cut them in order to take them out, but I may raise that up just a little bit. But if I do that, it's going to put my motor head up a little higher, and I don't know if I like that. So I've got some thinking to do on that. The trolling motor itself, put the quick connect in the hatch door, and all of the cables are running through the kayak. The motor mount itself is galvanized angle iron, welded a tab back here and backed it up with a nice wood block inside to secure it. I don't have any cracks. I've taken it out probably 4 times since I've had the trolling motor on, and it's doing fine. I've got a 2x4 block creating a spacer right now, and it does not typically get wet, so I don't think that's going to be any issue. The steering mount, I chose to go with the flat iron and the U-bolt to start with. I did not want to put holes in my trolling motor shaft until I was sure it was going to work for me. Trolling motor still is the 36-inch long shaft. I've got to cut it off some more, but I have not found a fitting that would seal up real nicely by itself yet. Still looking, but I've got the extra space taken up with Gorilla Tape right now, and it's just a snug fit, but it keeps it dry and keeps the dirt out. And silicone the inside over here in order to keep dirt and water from coming in this direction. So the steering cables, stainless steel carabiner. I've got steel cable that's coated from Lowe's. Still need to shorten up this bit right here. As I steer, these are coming down into and stopping me with about 3/4 to an inch left in travel on my foot pegs, foot braces. So shortening these up, getting that to look nicer. The irrigation tubing, I started out having some additional length inside the kayak. See, it's running from this point here, goes inside the kayak along this rail all the way up into here, and here's where it comes out. Okay, and then my foot brace. So from the foot brace, I go inside the factory hole that was there, perfect fit, and down here put one of the lead crimps in order to hold it in place. I did not have to modify my braces at all. Gorilla Tape has been there for about a month and has not let go, but when I want to take it out and paddle, I can take this tape off, and it's not affected from its factory condition. So it's all right. Put a little bit of Vaseline in here in order to smooth it up a little bit as far as the travel goes. When I first tried it without the Vaseline, it was a little bit chattery. So the anchor trolley, I added stainless pulleys to the anchor trolley. Before, the trolley cable was just around the pad eyes, and I did not like that. There was too much friction involved there, but it rides real smooth now. and used it for the first time today and worked out great. Other than the trolley itself, as you can see, the end of the trolley is quite a distance from the end of the kayak, so no matter how I positioned the trolley, I was still sideways into the wake. So I'm going to lengthen that up a little bit, put me some more pad eyes back toward the back so I can get some better travel and manipulate my kayak while I'm anchored down a little bit better. The anchor itself I learned about on YouTube, so thank you all for putting your ideas out there. Start out with the carabiner, the rope through some 1/2-inch PVC, schedule 40, and rope comes through here. I've got a hole drilled about right here. The rope comes out, wraps around the PVC itself, over the foam. Got this notch cut in there in order to keep it from unraveling. And then my anchor. That worked out like a champ. Got hung up a couple of times with my lure today and disconnected the carabiner, let the anchor float where it was, and got my lure and came back. Anchor was there just waiting for me. Worked out great. So, hope you enjoyed it, and I appreciate everyone putting their ideas out there, because I really love my kayak and spreading the kayak word. You know, it's a great adventure and gets me out where other boats can't go. So thank you very much, and include your feedback, ideas at the bottom, and I'll be seeing y'all on the lake.